super excited today, super happy. The handsome gentleman that you see next to me, I'm not undermining me, of course. I'm also a good looking guy. But the super handsome guy that you see next to me is uh, Amit. Amit is um, right now, I mean, someone that I do not like when I see live, but I love the guy when I see him on the camera, right? I mean, this situation, this is amazing. And I will give you a background. As I said, I'm very glad, very happy that Amit is here. Welcome, Amit. Thanks for taking time to
Thank you, Omar
be
bhai.
with me.
Thank you for having
Absolutely.
me here.
So, guys, now the curiosity part, right? You must be curious that what's happening here, right? Why this defensive aggressive kind of a situation happening. So, Amit is one of the best players, and he's ranked top top in NJSBCL. Giving you some background because I know I've got some Pakistani players as well, right? Who follow me, who follow this conversation, etc. NJSBCL is a league which is almost 100 teams that play start from April till October, and it goes into November if you get to the final, etc. So there are almost 1,100 people playing every Saturday and Sunday, right? Multiple games are happening all across New Jersey, state of New Jersey. There are almost 10 million people who live there. He is ranked second best as we speak, and probably that's because the gentleman who is on the top, he is probably played one or two extra games, right? He is amazing. I faced him last year, last season. I'm so glad that we are not going to compete with each other. I mean, such a lovely player. You could see, that excitement. I can speak about this for 15 next minutes, but I will stop. Amit, good to be with you. Welcome again. I'm super excited to have this conversation. How are you, sir?
Thank you, Omar bhai, and thank you for the lovely introduction here. This is
It's
all.
not lovely. It's on. The stats are there.
This is all because of the God's grace, right? I'm playing
Absolutely.
cricket, and because of that, I can play for the team and I can play for this NJSBCL league here. But
So,
thank you for having me here.
absolutely. Amit, so, guys, the guy is playing humble, right? I don't like that. I wanted him to brag, but he is still playing humble. But the stats are on his side. He's averaging right now 43, right? Averaging on batting. Last match that he played, and I'm gonna bloody admit this, that I'm a little bit of a fanboy from it. I'll tell you why, right? The last game that he plays, he scored 32 on 70, 32 balls, 74, 75. Correct me if I'm little off there. Maybe one or two score I might be missing. The game before he plays, he scored against RCC. I know that game. Very good friends basically play. He scored 83 on 29 balls. Guys, this is a game where a winning score is 120, right? And you can compete anywhere between, depending on the ground, between 90 and 130 is a good score. And that's what he's scoring. So I'm a fan. I don't like facing him, but he is amazing. I want to speak about Amit now, the Lions King, right? The team. You were player of the series last season as well. So um, I want to go through your journey, right? That how did you basically get into Lions King? How did you build the team? The team is amazing, right? Amazing team, and you are captaining that. So take me through that. When did you come to the US? That start, and then in retrospect, I want to basically go into where you are from India, etc., and your cricketing playing days, the initial days.
Yeah, sure. So I came here in the United States at end of 2014, and I started playing for before it was like EP Lion King, and now it's Lion King. But I have been playing with Lion King from 2015. I played only two games in 2015 season, and then from 2016 till 2026, I've been playing all season, all games for Lion King, and I'm glad that I'm
Beautiful.
leading that team. I have a very passionate cricket lovers in my team, and we have been playing like such a such an extended family, I would say, since 2016 till 2026. And Lion King is not just a cricket team. We are family now, and that's the beauty of our team, I would say. And I know some of the players from my childhood from back in India, so
Beautiful.
that's how we build the team. We are not adding, we are not putting new players or new faces in our team just because they are superior, they are best of the league or something like that. We would like to build a team where we can play together, we match our wavelengths, and that player become like our part of a family. So that's how
This
we
is
build that
okay.
team so far. And I'm very much proud to
You
all
should
my
be.
boys from the Lion King. So
You should
that's
be.
how I am in the Lion King. I played
Absolutely.
other leagues also, outside of NJSBCL, but playing with Lion King is giving me a joy, is giving me that passion that I used to have that in back in India also.
Brilliant. So, at 2016, you basically, since 2016 till 2026, you've been playing so consecutive 10 years of a play. Now, tell me that as a this skipper opportunity, right? When did that kind of come through? I mean, this is an amazing kind of feat. And has Lion King been an amazing team, a very organized, successful team since when you inherited this, or has that been happening since you basically, took over as a captain?
Yeah, so EP. So initially, I started with the EP Lion King, and that time the captain and vice captain and the management was completely different. And
Mhm.
then one of my I would say that's called a community friend, not community friend, but I used to live. We used to live together, and his name is Hers Patel. He started leading our Lion King team, and he's known for his discipline, organized manner, how he was leading it. So I inherited all those things from him, and then I was a part of management decision or some admin capabilities from so long in Lion King. But last 2 years, 3 years, I got that opportunity to lead this team. But inherited something from my previous keeper from Lion King, and I'm carry forwarding his legacy here. And we are much we as a team we are very disciplined. We are very organized, and I like that way.
I could
I
tell that.
don't.
I've competed with you, I played the game with you, and I was the first thing that kind of, struck. These guys, they are wearing a perfectly, matching kit. I mean, they move, they operate in the same way. So discipline was there, I could tell. That's amazing. Congratulations to you and Harsh as well to, putting this together,
Yeah, and
all that.
there are some other names also I would love to take, because without them, this leading the team or leading this big group of people is not possible. And all the admins in, so we have divided our duties and responsibility within the admin group. It's not
Hmm.
just as keeper and the vice captain or something like that. It's a effort of all other admins as well. But when Hers left and he moved to this Texas, then Kausal stepped up and he started leading the Lion King, and then I got an opportunity. My vice captain right now, Nihir, he's also peasant guy. I have been playing with Nihir from last almost like from childhood, I would say. We used to play cricket together in the school time also, and I remember those old days as well. So it's just about like wavelength matching in that admin group and leading this beautiful people of whatever we have 2022 roster right now. And it's giving me
Brilliant.
the weekend. I'm waiting on weekend to lead this team all the time. And as I said
Same here.
earlier, that this is a family. This is a family. We are not leading like any XYZ people. We are just friends. When we step on the ground, that time we are players and we are competitive. Outside the ground, we are family. That's why you are
I
seeing that humbleness right now in the on the
No, no, no. Any play, I've been playing. I'm 42, right? I've been playing for, of course, very long time. Any player that I've seen, with very small exceptions, whoever is performing will be humble. in the field, off the field, because when you're competing and we're playing a beautiful game, right? It makes you humble, right? Because you have good forms, bad days, unlucky days, lucky days, all that stuff, right? So it makes you humble. Competing at this level makes you a good person as well. And I see that reflecting through the way you talk, the way you operate as a human being as well, Amit. Um, so, Amit, now again, 2016. So you say someone from the community, your friends, they got you introduced. How was your first year in the team? I'm asking you this, right? We come here as immigrants, right? And that is not our main thing. Our main thing is when we come here, work that can kind of, gets precedence. Then we basically have to do family. Uh, Back home, it's family who could support you in so many ways. You can get house helps, etc. But here, it's three lives that we got to live. So, how did you manage, especially in 2016, 17, how team helped you? For example, in my first season, I think halfway through, I was kind of recognized as a regular bowler. And now I am recognized as a regular bowler. This is my third season with the Elites. So how did that happen? Your first year, how did you manage that part, family, work, etc.? And how did you maintain that, right?
Yeah.
How did that go?
Yeah, so when I started, as I said, in 2015, when I came in December 2014, so 2015 season was just an introduction season. So I played only two games with my previous keeper. As I said, he introduced me in the EP Lion King. That time, the team was led by some other guys who are unfortunately not a part of team right now, but they are leading other teams. But as I said, like I started with the two games only, but I made sure that time that I I'm a person who can get the permanent seat in Lion King from those two games. And then I started 2016, and from 2016, as I said, with the God grace, my graph is never been down or something like that. I have
And yeah, and how about the team's graph at that time? Were they doing well? Were you
yeah.
winning all the way? Were you still the top team like you are right now?
Correct. So we used to win. We always go to the playoffs, and unfortunately, we couldn't convert that playoffs games to some semifinal and final. Hopefully, this year we are hoping and manifesting that we should get the cup this year. But as I said, like not just my journey, but the team's journey or team's graph is also growing from that part. As because we change a lot of mentality, a lot of efforts there to make up players, not just the players, but change their mentality also that we are playing as a family, we are coming on the ground, that's fine, but when you are stepping on the ground, let's play as a competitive cricket, because outside of the ground we are family, we will have fun and everything like that, but when you are playing those 32 overs or 40 overs, play as good as you can, or whatever, why you are in the Lion King, just show that. And luckily we achieved that, and our graph is always going up, not just
Right. So
individually,
yeah.
not just
The
individually,
team.
but as a team also. So
Yeah.
that's how I started, and that's how I made my place in Lion King, and I got an opportunity to lead this team also. So thank you for all those chances that I got from other players also, and they supported me in throughout this journey of Lion King from 2016 to 2026. Coming back
So
to work life, I have a beautiful wife. I would like to say the name Priyal. And because of her, this is possible. Because if she's not supportive, that I couldn't have played those 2 3 games over the weekend. You know how we need to manage that as a work life balance. Because Monday to Friday we all do need to work, and then Saturday Sunday we are getting two days only to play. And from those, it's coming in the summertime. Like winter time is always dark, but in the summertime we are getting only 4 6 months where we need to play and we need to balance the life also. So without her support, I wouldn't have completed my almost, like I played 170 games in NJSBCL so far in
wow.
last 10 years.
Mm.
That's not possible without her support.
So
But
so so did you say your wife's name is Priel? That's how
Priyal,
you say?
Priyal, yes.
Okay, so thank Priel on everyone who plays for NJSBCL, right? Because we are keeping her husband with us, and he is entertaining all of us and doing very well. So, really appreciate us. And in my case, what has happened is, I've been married for 14 years now, and my wife, she she has kind of given up on me. I think she she said, this guy, and she of course successfully managed to keep me in home. But when I was there in home, he said, this guy is an annoying guy. You go and play, and when I ever come back, mood is better, the energy is good. So she stopped doing that. But our wives, amazing partners, they support us, and that's one of the things. What about work, Amit? How did you manage the work? How do you prioritize those 5 days?
Those Fridays are like how others manage, right? So Monday to
Mm,
Friday, it's always 9 to 5. I i go to the work with the same passion, like how I come on the Saturday Sunday with the on the game field, right? I go with the same passion and everything like that. I love what I do. I So when you are having an interest what you do, then you will not feel like you are just going there and working to earn the money. When you are enjoying that side of that side also, then you will enjoy that. And when you enjoy it, does not matter, right? Whether it's a 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, you enjoy. So I switch my gear. When it's come to Saturday Sunday, you have to focus on the live and the cricket. And when you are on Monday to Friday, you have to focus on the work, because that is also our braid earner, right? So you need to balance that, definitely. And touchwood, I'm able to do that. I'm happy where I am currently in the work, and I'm enjoying those works as well. So
mm.
yeah, luckily it's working for me.
So, and Touchwood, as I've said, I'm a Muslim, so we say mashallah. So I really hope this kind of keeps going, because for you to be able to deliver on one side, it never, in my opinion, happens in isolation. You cannot be outstanding at work and then not outstanding at field, maybe, or in your relationships, family time. That doesn't happen. So it kind of, happens in an ecosystem. The whole thing's got to work if you're really performing at the level that you are performing, right? Um, so before I switch to another topic. There is a story that I and Amit kind of share, right? Amit, I got to say it, right? I came out of that not embarrassed. So, I play for Elites. Elites has, of course, its own legacy. It has been there for almost 22 or 23 years. It was so we have been lucky to play with, still playing with the folks that we had, the founding members in so many ways. CJ Pai is there, Priyesh, there are other folks as well. So now, and our captain skipper is Mahesh. Amazing guy, amazing batter, right? Amazing batter. Very super passionate. He's so passionate at times you have got to tell him, Mahesh, calm down, right? He's so full of energy, love of cricket. So Mahesh was on vacation, folks, and Lions King, and we had a match last year. So we have four groups in the whole league, and one group gets to play with C, there are draws, etc., etc. The standard process. And then we had a match with Lions King. Lions was ranked top number one. Mahesh was in India, and he started, calling me, "Hey, there's just one better. You got to get out. Just focus on this guy." And I was like, Mahesh, देखेंगे, उसमें जाके देखेंगे, match में देखेंगे, क्या prepare करें." And then he was like, texting me, and then I, of course, got interested. All right, fair enough. I'll go and check. So I did see a bit. Next day, when it happens, in the good batsman we all know in cricket is who does not touch a good ball and does not leave a bad ball, right? And Amit is amazing at that. So I bowled him 3 balls, prepped for him, bowled 3 balls, I remember, and he was very respectful to the good balls. There's one bad ball I bowled him, and that went through. There's one, एक छक्का होता है और एक वो छक्का होता है, which makes you embarrassed, right? So he did that with me. Next ball I bowled, I was lucky. I managed to take his wicket. I was very happy, and then the whole team was kind of so joyous that we got away. And I was very happy. Uh, but the sense of competition was there, the sense of respect. We actually have had some heated moments in that match, if you remember, Amit, right?
Yeah.
So it was a good game. We were in a very good position, elites, in that match. But then the next moment, of course, Lansky got the game essentially. So this was my kind of moment with Amit. When we were kind of coordinating, Amit and I, about this conversation that we wanted to brought in for all of you. At that time, we did speak about that, and Amit, in his own humble way, he said, well, you came out to be good in that game, right? But Amit, I respect you. I think in terms of what you have done, you're still bringing to the game, and I loved our moment. And I hope that whenever I face you again, I repeat what I did.
No, no, no. So folks, let me share that experience from my side as well. So,
Please do,
so
please do. Would love to
yeah,
hear that.
so I remember that game, and because of the cricket passion that I have, I remember almost all games. And the reason the special reason that game is I remember that game because of one incident, and second was heated argument. That's fine, but I remember that you took my wicket and the joy. So that joy is always there when I play cricket. The joy is
Someone called from your side, right? When you hit that six, right? Someone called in and said, "इसके तो दो छक्के मिलने चाहिए, right?" And I got your wicket, I got you in there, and then इसकी दो विकेटें दोगे. and, and that was full of energy. Sorry, Amit, I
yeah.
cut you. Please go ahead.
But you were definitely good in that game, right? And you took almost, if I'm not if I'm not wrong, you took 2 3 wickets, not just my wicket, and you were elites were in the game for the first half. But luckily, as I said, it's not just a one player or two player. When the team is playing a good cricket, right?
Of
One
course.
of the player from my team played a brilliant inning that day. The reason why I remember that game is because we needed to win that game to be on a first
To
position on our
remain on the
group.
top. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that was the last game of the league, if I'm not wrong. So we had to win, and we won as a complete performance, not just a one two player or one area or other
That
area. We played in the we won in the batting, we won in the bowling and fielding. And the heated argument, I wanna say that it's not just between the players. It was because of the umpire's decision. I stepped into the field, and one of the player from Elites abused me or something because of the heat of the moment, because
yeah, 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 yeah.
elite was in the first half, was in the control of the game, and then second time we took over that control. So that happens in the heat of the game. And he said something, and I was like, I was not talking to you, man, I'm talking to that guy or umpire. And then it's how it started. But see, one thing I would love to say that on this platform is we are not the starter. As a Lion King, I always say that to my team. Like, we don't want to win the games with the sledging. I'm not a sledger, and I try to do that with my teammates also. बट वो बोलते हैं ना कि लायन किंग कभी स्टार्ट नहीं करता, बट जब हम छेड़े जाते हैं तो हम छोड़ते नहीं हैं फिर.
तो
So
अच्छी बात है ये से and I think with the games, to be fair, right? Games के अंदर होता क्या है कि normally when there are weak umpires, always there's a problem, right? And there's always a problem between the two teams. Abhi, and then I get really annoyed. I try to. I'll tell you a story, right? Recently happened. I was kind of annoyed. Hua ye ke, um, so we were playing. There was a catch. It was probably the best catch that I ever caught in last at least 3 years. I could recall. I was very happy, and it was a clean catch. So the batter probably misjudged. He protested. That's fine. Game happened. It was a very heated game. Umpires, they were weak. So much so that the other team was kind of, when I bowl through my shoulder, right? So there is it's a noise like when I bowl, right?
uh,
And they were kind of, the bowler is distracting the batter, right? So never heard that. That doesn't happen. It's a growling kind of a sound. It's of course allowed. And by the way, first time ever heard that in my life that this is a no ball. Anyway, So it was that kind of a heated thing, close game, got tight, we low scoring game, we lost, but we gave them run for their money. So when the game was over, and again, it was probably 20 times more Amit than what we had in our game, right, last year. And I went to the game because everyone was kind of, quarreling to say, hey, good game, congratulations, spirit of cricket, any tight game. I love any tight game, right? When you're arguing, it's tight. And that gentleman came in and everything is over, right? So everyone is congratulated, well played. The guy goes, uh, I, I was shaking everyone's hand saying, good game, congratulations, good game, congratulations. The guy goes, hey, good cheating. I was I was kind of confused. So I thought he said good catching. He says, what did you say? Good cheating, the catch that you took. I lost it, man. I lost it. I said, you know what? I mean, that was it. So the point I'm trying to make is the spirit of competition primarily is that you compete to best that you could do, but then when the game is over, you reciprocate that respect. You give respect, and of course, everyone, almost every time, with that very unfortunate exception that I just give that to you in an anecdotal way, almost everyone reciprocates, and everyone you see, and again, it's love of the game. But that is one thing that has happened. But I love competing with you as an athlete, as another team. I loved every bit, every moment of it, right? So
Yep.
hopefully we make more memories together, competing with each other, and keep the
I
spirit
would
of the
love to do
game
that.
up. Absolutely right. I didn't like that. Something was there in your voice, right? I am gonna see you, but
No, no,
looking
not
forward to
that
it.
way.
Yeah.
But when we have that relation, right, that team. So now, being in 10 years journey in NJSBCL, I almost
Hmm.
played against all the teams, all the different teams, and now because we have played multiple time in multiple season, we know each other out. They know me,
Hmm.
whatever my stats or something, that's fine. But as a team, when you are playing with like, for example, if I play now next time with elites and with you, it will be a different atmosphere when you are playing with the known players or
Hmm.
known entity, right? You come with the different mindset, or you come with the different attitude, I would say, on the ground.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that makes me happy when we are
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
against a team who knows you, and you know them. It's much better than playing unknowns.
Yeah. I agree. There's a certain camaraderie and certain kind of, when you could connect with people, right? Amit, I wanna shift gears now, right? So quickly, I want to basically check on, you know, am I right to assume? I don't know. Probably we've spoken about this. I'm a case of bad memory, embarrassingly bad memory. You hail from Gujarat, right? Is
Yes,
that
i'm
correct?
i'm the
Okay,
part of
brilliant.
Gujarat, yeah.
So, so before going into that, right, your cricketing days and how did that happen? Where did you go to school or college to? I want to quickly touch on this. We take a lot of time committing to this sport, right? But one of the things that I am always interested in that we are sum of stories. I have a philosophy in cricket, right, which is unfortunately that uh, the all the money, all the monetization, it's there in the top 0.0001%. The kind of games that happens in NJSBCL, and NJSBCL, of course, is a very tiny part of the whole second, third tier cricketing that happens in the whole world. Um, we are as good as entertainers as the one who are there on the top. The games are close, the competition is fierce, everything is there, right? Um, and we make an effort to do that. My question is that I'm not saying that the monetization kind of happens to a level um, where everyone gets as rich as Kohli or Wasim Akram or these big names. But I'm saying that at times we leave this passion when we are 12, 13, 14, and 15-year old as a kid, and every 12-year-old wants to be Virat Kohli, right? Everywhere in the world. So, but we basically drop that passion and we got to basically get into education. We got to basically get into do other things because it's very hard competition there. You got to be lucky as well. You got to be skilled. You got to be hardworking, and then you got to be lucky. So my passion and my conversation is primarily to how do we go and maybe create an ecosystem where all the players could make something, right, which could help them continue, not drop because of their education and because of the job and that, the job. And of course, there are some AI kind of pressures as well. The jobs that they exist today, they might not exist tomorrow, etc., etc. That is one thing that I want to do. And and the reason for this whole lecture is primarily, Amit, that we are all sum of stories, right? And with the intention to speak to you, the intention to basically speak to someone from Pakistan, playing tape ball. I did a live, I think, a few days back as well, is to primarily get all the stories, to build a community around all the cricketers. We share our stories, we speak to each other, and then finding ways. YouTube monetization. This channel is not monetized. This will not be monetized, right? Um, but the stories need to be recorded somewhere so that we can basically build an ecosystem and community where we can find creative ways to basically help these 12, 13, 14-year old keep playing all their lives. Do not make the cricket part-time thing because they had to go to university and had to get the education, etc. That's my philosophy, right? So the story part is very important for me, and this is the reason I'm asking you the story, your story, Gujarat story, which part of Gujarat that you belong to. Your parents, were they passionate about cricket? Were they very desi, doctor banna, ya engineer banna, that kind of a thing? And then what was your then at what stage you built this love affair with cricket as well, and how did you continue playing that?
Yeah, so let me start with my initial journey, right? So I'm from Vadodara, so it's a I would say tier two city in from the Gujarat, not like big as Ahmedabad, if you know. Uh,
Mm,
I started. You might not know the name of the schools and college. That's fine, but when I was good at the academic, so my my school and the college journey was more towards the academic, right? And still, I I was so passionate that I started playing with the gully cricket. Then I started playing there in my college time. I never played with the leather ball. I never played as a professional athlete or as a cricketer. I have not joined any cricket clubs or no prior training I have done for the cricket. Everything is learned self-made cricketer. I would say that I learned everything from my side, not coach, not got any training or anything like that. It's just that I had so much passion that when I finished my school, I used to play cricket after that 1 hour of a sunlight, remaining sunlight when we come from the school. Same thing in the college also. I
and that
start
was your mohalla team, right? Your neighborhood team, your
correct.
mohalla
Yeah, so it's
team.
a gully
Okay,
cricket, right? So you used
okay.
to play in the gully cricket with the friends and so on.
Your
So
parents never had any problem. They encouraged you, or they it was more of a 1 hour we got to give him. He can do whatever he wants to do in that 1 hour.
yeah, because as I said, my academic was so good that they were not worried about my extracurricular activities on that. But they see initial that time the cricket was there in India, but cricket
Of course.
after IPL started in 2005 2008 has been changed completely. And now people
Mm,
are
mm,
seeing that as a career opportunity or something like that. Now parents understand also that there is a
mm,
money involved, not just on the IPL level or the tier one level, even tier two level and tier three level in India. You have seen that now they have started T20, T10 tournaments, right? Players from all over the place. They picked up in the different teams. They have a tennis tournament now on a kind of a IPL ceremony, right? It's called something called ISPL or something like that. It's a tennis
mm,
tournament, but the people
mm,
from all over the India started getting that feeling like of IPL. They are not picked up in the leather tournament or a Ranji or any other leagues, that elites league in the India. But now they have started ISPL and everything like that. And I'm pretty sure now, not just tier 2, tier 3 level also, they have started a cricket as a opportunity, not just as a passion, the side income or something like that. I'm not, my views are contradictory what you are saying, but coming back to my initial journey, so that's how I started playing cricket. I have not played any professional cricket match ever. One game that I have played in my school with the leather ball is just a one game, one ball, first ball out. That's the memory that I have of the leather ball. I always
Okay.
used to play with the tennis ball. But when I started tennis ball, and when I was like around 16, 17 of age, I used to get picked from different night tournament. Specifically, like I have played so many
Right.
leagues, so many from the so many teams. People used to call me that, hey, खेल जा मेरी team se. And we used to go 15, 20 kilometers outskirts in different villages. And
And do you remember what age were you at that time? What year is that?
it's before I came here, so it's around like 2004 to 2006 maybe.
Okay.
During that
Okay.
time
And
by school time,
okay.
and then 2006 to 2010 also. So it's from, I started playing a night tournament in a different team as a competitive league from 2004 to 2010 12.
Mhm, mhm. So, and did they ever pay you anything, or
No.
it was just a? Did
No,
they
so
take you
I
for a
played
nice
as a
meal?
passion. I've been playing as a passion. As I said, I'm not playing for money. Um, even in NJSBCL also, right? Or anywhere I'm playing right now, the other league, I'm playing for full passion, not for money or something like that. Yes, there is an angle there to create economy as a tier 2, tier 3, for the tier 2, tier 2 3 cricketers. I
Mhm.
see the values there, and I would love to do something for that cricket community. But I'm not a big supporter, or I'm not looking for the money, because the thing is, with God grace, Monday to Friday what I'm working for is, it's enough for me, right?
Yeah.
It's not
And Amit, and this is something that, and this is how I feel, right? I feel that if God has put you in a position where you do not need that dependency that you need to make money, and you have got a skill set which is, desirable out there, and you get paid, then I think there's more. I feel that burden that, one of the things I wanted to do was, my story is primarily that I started playing regularly. When you've given your metric exams, then there's 2 3 months, or maybe generally in the class when you have time. I used to play in between very little bit, but then I started playing proper cricket when I was in my 30s. So all in between that time, it was, again, desi parents, you got to do college, school, tuition, this and that. It was pretty competitive, still is, in academia. But but then I felt that, why did I do that? So my thing was, imagine something which could have happened, that I was good at something by the age of 14, 15, 16, that I could have played till late 40s. And again, when I say money, I never speak about, making money that makes you as rich as the Kohlis and the big stars. My thing is that, imagine that how much do you basically start when you get graduate in US terms, right? So maybe you start at what, 40K, 50K, 60K. So what if you're playing at the age of 14 or 15 or 16, and you can make that much money? And when you basically get to your mid 40s, and this is nowadays people can play till mid 40s, right? So at least tier 2 and 3. So you don't have to be rich. Maybe make what a mid 40-year kind of executive makes. Not executive. I'm not talking about C levels. I'm talking about, $400,000 maybe a year. Not in terms of translating this money into INR or PKR. I'm talking about, just that kind of a value that you could run, and you're playing cricket. This is what my dream is. There's a World Bank study which says that by 2035, and the AI thing is coming. We never have spoken about it, Amit. Do you come from IT background?
Yes.
Okay, so I am also in IT, but I am in marketing, right? So I'm not a technical guy. But you and I, we know this, how AI is, displacing things, replacing things, and all that thing. So there's a World Bank study which says that by 2035, 1.2 billion people will be there out there in the job market looking for job, and there will be only 400 million jobs available. Now, this delta of 800 million people, what would they do? Now, there is one thing which is social media, right? Social media is using the data of people and then making people to stick to a screen, right? What my dream is could be that if we could build kind of a tech, kind of a social media, which is using data and making people go out and play and make money, right? So, for example, Cricket Clubs, folks, or any of the scoring apps or all these apps which would capture your activity out there. If the data is available, local leagues could be built. Right now, local leagues are not built. One of the major problem is that those decision makers they do not have a data, right? They do not see that how is Amit doing. Not everyone is using Cricket Clubs. So that enables local league ecosystem, which could even a very Somerset kind of a league or a Plainsboro kind of a league or a Princeton kind of a league, they could support these players with this much money, making a team for 10, 11 people, paying them 40, $50,000 a year. They would basically get a lot of action, advertisement, commerce money, all that stuff, right? That economy needs to be built. So that is my way of explaining this. And this is how I think that, hey, imagine I could have played from that 15, 16 years of age till now, made that money. And maybe if I'm making, for example, $100,000, maybe still making $100,000, but doing this, the stuff that I like, right? And then not sticking to a screen all the day, right? AI is a real threat. You and I, we know this is more relevant. These conversations are more relevant, right? So we need to enable somehow. I do not know how, right? This is a very 50,000 feet level kind of a vision that I have. I don't know how to execute, but there could be other things. This is what I want to do. This is why I am passionate about this. Anyway, this is something that kind of keeps you motivated. And again, to my point, just exploring the stories. We all have stories, um, and you have more data backed by those stories, or those stories backed by data that I have. But this is something really that we need to look forward to and build a community around it. Just my concept of runs and outs. This is why the reason. Again, the people who are listening out there, or who would listen to this, right? This channel, this YouTube thing. I'm not a content generator. I'm not a YouTuber. This channel is not monetized. I'm just here after good stories, talking to beautiful athletes like Amit, and I would be speaking out to other people as well, right? Who have or willing to be sharing those stories. I mean, just a background of having this conversation and putting this together.
Yeah. So I would say that I after talking to you about this tier two, tier three cricket economy or something like that, I I started I started thinking I started thinking with my team members also that how can we not just to earn money or something like that, because we have a passion for cricket, we should do
Right,
something,
right.
right?
And we are fortunate that we are already paying our bills.
Correct, correct. So it's not as a mainstream of earning. I would like to build something that can give me that side income or something like that, right? And it's not about my income; it's about others' income as well,
Hmm,
right?
hmm,
So
hmm,
who is more passionate about cricket and who love to join that community to build that economy, right? And I'm totally agreeing on things now what you are saying, because when we started the when we talked quick briefly about tier 2 and tier 3 economy, I was not understanding that concept. Now as you explain
hmm,
that in brief, like I totally agreeing with you on that part, that if we are with the passion, if we are getting something out to someone and help community and build that
hmm,
community, I would love to be part of that, definitely. And whatever I could do with my story or with my help or with my passion in the cricket, I would love to contribute if you give me opportunity on that for future, right? So that and there is no harm, right? We are not building for ourselves. We are building for the community here.
Yes, yes, yes. And
That's
and
more
and you
important.
know, all of this is it's a beautiful game, right? They say football is a beautiful game, and there was a meeting right happening. It was an official meeting. Someone very serious said, "Oh, football World Cup is happening. It's the most beautiful game in the world." And I said, "Hang on, there's a brown guy here. I cannot let you do that." There's another guy, and the guy goes, "Hey, you're talking about cricket." There's another desi guy as well, right? So, yes, it's as good as cricket. I say, "Oh, it's a little bit long." I say, "You know what? It's your loss that you finish everything in 90 minutes. We have those 90 minutes and we are able to spread that across 5 days if we want to." So, but yeah, it's love of the game, love of cricket. And this whole idea, Amit, it's not only cricket. This is actually every other sport. Every other sport that's been out there, it has a tier two and tier three, which is as competitive, as entertaining as the top. Now, for example, cricket right now, it's an economy of, and you gather everything, the IPL and the World Cup and the ICC and the PSL and all other leagues. It's a $20 billion economy right now. So imagine what's been missed. So, and there is an evidence. This is not just a theoretical thing. When YouTube came in and that content production kind of started happening, what has that done to the podcasting? Now, the podcasting of these things, they were only limited to the CNNs and the BBCs and all these. But you know, these major podcasters, they could have never gotten a chance if YouTube has not added that huge layer of economy, right? It's not top tier economy, or it used to be top tier, but it changed everything, right? With the cricketing and the sporting. And and this is not an opportunity only, it's also a threat if you think about it. Because
Mm.
the jobs that we have, they're not going to be there in next 5 years. It's not talking about 50 years or 20 years even. It's happening every single day. I mean, the moment I get a notification in my inbox that, hey, you have got free subscription to Claude, and this is across the whole organization, that basically someone is also asking, graduating, and this is a real story. Someone also graduating, outstanding kid from LA, I know that kid, and he's saying, I just graduated and I did masters, but the problem is that I'm not getting job offers. And then I was kind of also thinking, and we know that entry level jobs are getting more difficult because I'm getting Claude subscription. And because I'm getting cloud subscription and all that stuff, that is stopping that kid, right? So this is real. There is a threat as well, in my understanding. Okay, so what would these people, and just last couple of sentences on that. The smartest guy on the planet, right? Arguably, Elon Musk. Elon Musk comes and says, "Hey, guys, just become plumbers or electricians because these jobs will be," and that's the emphasis part, will be replaced later on. It's not that these jobs will not be replaced. I mean, you can. So there is no real solution. Even the smartest guys, smarter guys, they have, right. They're just saying, hey, just brace for the impact. This is such a bullshit. I'm sorry, pardon my French, but this is just a bullshit where you're saying, oh, everyone will be rich. No, you said 15 years ago, when the social media was happening, that everyone will be connected, right? That did not happen. You see what social media has done to us. So, how could we believe you now that this will do something amazing? We cannot trust that, right? So, these are things we got to create and bring up. So that's my kind of philosophy on that. Maybe not very refined, but that's what I have right now.
No, it's a fair thought. I would say that, and I would encourage that for sure. Whichever capacity I can do, I would encourage that, and I would be part of that. Wherever you need that kind of a support or help, I would definitely be joining that or joining the community to for creating that tier two, tier three economy. And I see the value also. It I see the definite value on that, and specifically this